guys, and welcome to my video about polyesters. In this video I'm going to be disclosing to you the story of my love-hate relationship with polyesters and why. But first, what is a polyester? So a polyester is a synthetic fiber and it is derived from the non-renewable resource of fossil fuels, typically petroleum oil. As you're probably aware, the use of petroleum oil or fossil fuels has been a debated topic for many decades due to the release of carbon emissions from its combustion, the destructive nature of its extraction, and its finite supply. Once extracted, the petroleum oil then undergoes a series of chemical reactions in order to form plastic chips, commonly made of polyethylene terephthalate, or PET. This is the same plastic that single-use plastic bottles are made of. The chips are then melted down and drawn through fine sieves in order to create long strands of filament. The filament is strong and pliable and can be cut to varying lengths depending on the application that the polyester is going to be used for, such as if it's being mixed with another fiber like cotton. It is then spun into a yarn and then woven or knitted into a fabric. The first polyester, PET, was actually patented only 79 years ago in 1941 by John Winfield and James Dixon, introduced as terylene, and today it is now the world's most widely produced and consumed fiber. The presence of polyester is abundant in clothing stores. Some of the most common uses for polyester you'll notice is in sportswear or activewear, as a cheaper and easier to care for substitute for silk, in linings for your jackets or coats, as well as mixed with other natural fibers like cotton in your everyday clothing. This is because the production of polyester is not only significantly cheaper to produce, but they also hold advantageous properties compared to natural fibers. Those who know me may be aware of my more than subtle distaste for polyesters, but unfortunately because of these properties, I still have items in my wardrobe made of polyester. So I guess my distaste for polyester started when I was in university studying to become a certified fashionista. And we had one teacher who raved to the class how she thought polyesters were cheap and nasty, and she'd compare them to wool, which she loved, which had a beautiful hand feel and drape. So at this point, I didn't have any opinions about fabric fibers, but when I heard of the teacher's opinion, I thought this must be some sort of industry standard. So I guess from then is when I also saw polyesters as being substandard. I have noticed they have a grittier hand feel than natural fibers and they are a lot less breathable. Breathability is really important for me in my clothes, as I live in Sydney and it is hot most of the year round, besides now, which is the middle of winter. But in the middle of a 35-degree summer, I do not really want to be wearing anything made of polyester or lined in polyester, and that has definitely contributed to my pickiness and resulted in a very minimal wardrobe. Okay, now I'm going to mention probably my #1 reason why buying polyesters actually weighs on my conscience, which is a bit of a serious issue, and it's called the plastic pollution problem. It is a global issue that we're dealing with at the moment, and I understand that currently it's harder to think about anything else rather than the current pandemic that's going on. And honestly, I don't want to stress anyone out more than they're already experiencing. But you may be reassured in the fact that part of the solution may actually just be doing nothing and buying less of polyesters. One of the biggest reasons polyester is not sustainable and is damaging to the environment is because it is non-biodegradable, i.e. it can't be broken down by microorganisms. And studies have predicted that up to 32 million tons of plastic will be entering our oceans every year up to 2050. Larger pieces of plastic can be eroded down and become microparticles, which are more easily ingested by marine life and animal life and cause them to perish. This was proven in a study in 2005 where scientists examined the contents of an albatross chick carcass and they found multiple pieces of plastic. One of the plastic pieces actually dated back to an American seaplane that was shot down in 1944 during World War II. So that piece of plastic was actually circulating the ocean for 61 years until that baby albatross chick ingested it. Another problem with microplastics is that they attract toxins that are polluted into the ocean. A study was found that one piece of microparticle plastic was 1 million times more toxic than its surrounding waters. And this poses as a significant threat to our food chain, especially affecting humans that are at the top with the highest concentration levels of toxicity due to biomagnification. So Greenpeace has actually also published articles stating that they've discovered microparticles in the most desolate places in both the North and South Pole, and they've also found a single-use plastic bag at the bottom of Mariana's Trench, which is the lowest part of our ocean. Polyesters contribute to this plastic pollution problem not from just end-of-life garments that are thrown into landfill, but also every time you launder your garments, microfibers are actually coming off your polyester clothing and being washed into the waterways, which eventually end up into the ocean. So obviously plastics and polyesters pose as a significant threat to our sustainability, but it seems like society can't give these up. And this is because plastics have enabled new technologies, new innovations, and have shaped our 21st century lifestyle. Polyesters as well have unique properties that are not so easily substitutable. So polyesters are stronger, they have higher fiber tensile strength, and are more pliable than natural or semi-synthetic fibers. They have good retention, which means they return back to their form after being stretched out. They're resistant to wrinkles, fading, abrasion, chemicals, biological damage, and mildew. They're also hypoallergenic, they're easy to wash, easy to dry. They're stable in both wet and dry conditions. They don't get damaged by sunlight. They're cheaper to produce and they're mass producible. One of the notable qualities of polyester is that they repel water, a bit like oil does, whereas natural fibers will absorb water, swell, and lose their form. The way polyesters actually wick moisture is they absorb the water, which means they draw moisture to the surface of the fiber in a thin layer, which allows the moisture to actually evaporate from the garment, which enables quick drying. This is ideal for garments that are exposed to moist environments, such as in activewear or swimwear. During the production of the polyester filament, you can control the diameter and the length of the fiber, which has led to the development of new fabrics such as microfiber cloths, which are often used for their non-scratch abilities, the ability to pick up negatively charged dirt, as well as their water absorption properties. From a purely aesthetic point of view, polyesters are actually superior to natural fabrics in terms of achieving a superior color payoff. So compared to a cotton, you can achieve a brighter white and more vivid colors. If you haven't been convinced of the benefits of using polyester from all of these features, then maybe this point will change your mind. Probably the most useful benefit of polyester is its recyclability. It can be recycled back into a high quality product through the dissolving and melting of the pre-loved polyester into a state where it can then be respun. And this can be done not with just polyester fabric, but also with plastic objects such as PET bottles as well. The method of recycling polyester is actually superior to recycled cotton. Recycled cotton actually has reduced quality due to its shorter fibers that are worn down, which can't be melted back like polyester can. Recycled polyester has huge potential to significantly reduce landfill and create a closed-loop recycling system, which means potentially we won't have to depend on the original source of fossil fuels. However, its recyclability is limited to just pure polyesters and not mixed fibers or biodegradable plastics. So whether the many benefits of polyester is worth the damages that they're currently doing to the environment is up to you to decide, being the consumer and exercising your consumer power. But anyway, let me know your opinion in the comment section below. And I hope you enjoyed my video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoy my content, subscribe. Again, thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video.